God's revelation for his plan of redemption was detailed instructions for building a dwelling place for God among the nation of Israel. It was the tabernacle in the wilderness. The tabernacle church was to be the place where God would dwell and guide his people during their wilderness journey. It was the building of the tabernacle that was to be one of the most joyful and momentous occasions in the history of Israel. As we shall see, everything about the tabernacle was meant to be a symbol of something far greater than a building made with hands. It was built to show every detail of how God's very presence would one day dwell in the hearts of men. Y'all stay close. With this in mind, let's begin a journey through the tabernacle and behold in amazement how great our God really is and what God has really done for us. Let me begin by giving you some key facts tonight that I believe are going to be a blessing to you concerning the tabernacle. Stay close. The cloud now that guided by day was visible above the holies of holies. It was to show that God was in their midst. When the cloud that they followed was visible, it wasn't visible in the outer courts, it wasn't visible in the inner courts. It could only be visible over the most holy place of God, the holies of holies. It's important that you understand that, because the first thing I want to mention tonight in the point of facts is the tabernacle was the worship center of Israel for a long time. More than 500 years from Moses to David until Solomon's temple was built, they worshiped in, somebody shout, the tabernacle. Number two, a large portion of God's holy word is dedicated to the tabernacle, which shares with us how important the tabernacle is to the believer. In other words, there are 37 entire chapters that discuss the tabernacle. There are 13 chapters in the book of Exodus that discuss the tabernacle and its priesthood. There are 18 chapters of Leviticus that discuss the sacrificial system of the tabernacle. There are 2 chapters in Deuteronomy that are set aside for the study I'm going to teach tonight of the tabernacle. In the new tabernacle, in the New Testament, the tabernacle is discussed in detail in 4 chapters in the book of Hebrews. I think I'll teach tonight. Number 3, the next thing I want to mention tonight that is important if you want some key facts about the tabernacle is the tabernacle of Moses is a powerful teaching tool to teach us about God's grace, God's unmerited favor, something we don't exercise over the life of people. We've got to learn that God loved us so much that he took us into and through the parameters of the tabernacle to show us that he loved us so much he wanted to grace us with a place where he could tabernacle, God, where he could dwell. I want to talk about it tonight. I need you to understand this tabernacle church was filled with all kinds of symbols and types and pictures and shadows that teach spiritual truths for the believer. The symbolism of the tabernacle is very significant, and we're going to talk about the cross in just a minute. Stay close. The 4th fact that I want to mention about the tabernacle tonight is the Holy Spirit inspired Moses to write everything down that God's people would need in order to know how God wanted to be approached and worshiped. God really loved his people. He gave you the blueprint on how to touch him, how to worship him. You don't have to wonder, am I doing it man's way? Am I doing it right? God was so thorough with his sovereign self, with his infinite wisdom. He, from the very beginning, he decided to send it and give it to Moses to teach us how we were to approach God and how we were to worship God. And what I've really come to discover tonight is there are a lot of us that are worshiping God, but we are worshiping God improperly because we're worshiping God with an outward and an exterior kind of relationship, when what God really requires of us is an intimate relationship. When it's an intimate relationship, then we worship God daily. We worship God while we're on our job, while we're on our way to and from break, while we're on our way to and from running to the doctor's office, because worship then becomes a lifestyle. I'm going somewhere tonight.